What would be a better way of doing this? Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Flow of Consciousness YouTube channel. In this video mini series, I present you with one question each day to help you increase your level of self-awareness. Studies show that by increasing your level of self-awareness, you'll have better relationships, more creativity. You will be able to regulate your emotions more consciously. You'll be a better leader. There is so many benefits that I've personally experienced by asking myself the right questions and coming up with honest answers, that I'm so passionate about sharing this with you as well, because I want you to succeed and I want you to actually figure out the path that is right for you and actualize your truest potential, because we're all here to manifest into our most authentic beings, right? I truly believe that we are here to share our gifts with the world, and it's usually fear and subconscious programs that are holding us back from reaching our truest potential. And you can uncover those fears and unconscious programs by asking yourself these powerful questions. And I've personally struggled with this a lot in my life. I was so afraid, so anxious, so unaware. There were so many subconscious beliefs that were running my life that I was feeling totally miserable in almost every situation, and I didn't know why. And at some point, I went through a full-blown identity crisis, and I went to see a few therapists, and they actually posed me these powerful questions that increased my level of self-awareness, which then led me to come up with solutions to the problems that I was facing. I was becoming aware of the situations that I was behaving certain ways, and so I could adjust my behavior and actually fix the problems that I was dealing with. And that is why I believe in the power and the strength of increasing your level of self-awareness. So please, again, I'm just a guy on the internet. Take what I say with a grain of salt. However, I think that this is very powerful material that you should at least take a little bit serious sometimes, right? Reflecting on yourself can actually be very, very beneficial. You don't want to get stuck in your mind all the time, obviously. You also want to be out there in the world and actually interact with reality, right? If you're just in your head all the time, then you're not actually really living, in my opinion. And I've been there as well. Like, I've been stuck in my mind for since forever. That's also a problem, right? So that is something that you also want to be aware of. And by increasing your level of self-awareness, you can actually know when you're stuck in your mind, right? And then you can get out of there. But in general, taking time to reflect and to actually come up with answers to powerful questions, you will learn a big deal about yourself. And I think that is one of the most valuable things you can do for yourself. Know thyself. It is the start of all wisdom. And once you truly know yourself, you can then build a life path that actually is in alignment with who you are at your core. So today's question actually invites you to think about your problem from a slightly different perspective. Maybe you've been doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you keep running into the same problems. It feels as if you're unable to solve the situation you're dealing with. That is not a fun place to be in. I've been there. Trust me, I've been there many, many times. Like, a problem, and I just keep smacking my head against the wall and I can't move past it, right? But then you can ask yourself the question, what would be a better way of doing this? And simply by asking yourself this question, merely by asking, by posing the question, your brain will start to come up with answers, because our brains are wired to answer questions. So if we ask ourselves the right questions, you will come up with answers to those questions. So what would be a better way of doing this? Personally, doing this YouTube channel, there's a lot of ways that I can do this better. And I'm constantly striving to figure out ways that I can do this better. I can find systems that can take away some of the stress that I'm dealing with right now, because there is so much stuff going on, right? I can find an editor, I can find script writers, I can find people to help me, I can find a community of people who are doing the same thing, so I feel supported in this. There's so many better ways to do what I'm currently doing, and I'm constantly looking for better ways of doing this. And I invite you to look at your life the same way. What are ways you can better yourself? And not in a way to talk down on you, right? I'm not saying that be better, be better, be better. No, not at all. You are trying your best. I know that you are, right? But sometimes asking yourself the question, how can you do things better, is the only thing you need to actually start doing things better. And that is what I've learned personally by asking myself this question. I came up with better answers. I came up with better strategies simply by sitting down with myself, taking a piece of paper, drawing out my journal, pulling out my phone, wherever I am, but just take a moment to reflect and think, how can I do this better? What is a better way of doing this? And the solutions will come to you. Trust me, I've been there, and I will probably be there again in the future, and then I will be reminded to ask myself this question. So again, to wrap up today's video, what would be a better way of doing this? And as always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you here tomorrow for the next question.